Send in the goons, send them all. These goons, these monsters, these demons, whatever you want to call them, they are not playing. The bell has been toned, the siren is out, the monsters are on high alert that the kids are escaping, and they got the order to kill any kid that's not important to the cause. Just straight up pandemonium in Promised Neverland Chapter number 38. But man, Norman and this plan that he done, these kids, I cannot keep forgetting that these kids are little geniuses, because this plan that Norman put together, it was better than I thought it would. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. I mean, in fact, it may have went a little bit too smooth, because I kind of felt the same way that Ray did in this chapter, to see that all these kids with this resolve and so well organized, so well planned, making a way for this escape. He was looking like, so they've been planning this for the entire 2 months, huh? I really didn't think they had it in them. I should have. I mean, these kids are little prodigies, but Ray was taken back by how well this plan was put together by Norman, and he just had to idolize it for a little while. Like, man, you know what? Maybe this could work. Maybe we really can get out of here. But my absolute favorite part of this chapter was calling back to that Indeed with Ray seeing that vision of Norman standing next to him, smiling and saying, you know what? At one point, we both thought this was impossible, and look where we are now. And the development that Ray's been getting at these past few chapters has been a complete change for his character, to the point where he was probably for himself at one point, then he went to just one to get himself Norman and Emma out, to him having a complete change and one to make sure that everybody escapes, to go along with Emma's plan. And Norman wanted to go along with Emma's plan, and Emma is still useless at this point. I mean, she stepped up, but she has not got to the point that Ray and Norman has in this chapter. And you can tell that Ray is happy with the way things are working out, but he gotta be a little bit salty, because Norman has one upped him in this, and that's something that the Vision says as well. Like, did you really think that I would pass you one day? So, Promised Neverland, I mean, it gets an applaud every week, but that was definitely my favorite part of the chapter, to see Ray just growing like this, to the point where he's helping kids get across. He's like, if you're scared, come on, I'll put you on my shoulder and we can go across together. Because the plan is, you know what, screw that bridge. We're just gonna jump over the gap, because Mama wouldn't have thought of that. Mama saw that gap and got scared. Who wouldn't? I mean, you're trying to escape, you see this big old hole in the ground, but you know what? They said, we're gonna go across it. I mean, props to Dime for stepping up. Props for the kids for stepping up. They got bolas, they got hangers and wires going across the gap. They're straight up getting their MacGyver on to escape this prison in a way that you wouldn't have thought that they would have. And Mama's one up right now. I really wonder what's going to happen with her at this state, because this matter is too big for her to just get a slap on the hand. I mean, all of the other orphanages know about the escape now. The alarm has been sounded everywhere. So for her to just get off easy, she has to be fired. The average person's ass would have been fired right now. So I'm wondering what's going to be cooked up for Mama, or what type of punishment she's going to get after this, because she's going to be in big trouble. These kids are effectively flown the coop. They've gotten across the gap. They're going to the outside world. This arc ends next chapter, as we're about to go into a new threshold for this series. This is the moment that we've been waiting for, because we always wonder what was going to happen when they did get across that bridge, or across to the outside world and what's out there. I mean, we saw big ass dinosaur-sized goons. It's definitely monsters. We don't know what these things are, whether they're demons, aliens, or what have you, but they got some big ones, and these things are going to be out for blood. And for all these kids to get away, I don't think they're going to take this lightly. Look what they did to Crone. So I don't think we're going to see that with Mama, but she's definitely going to be in trouble, or she should be. Also, what the fuck is in that pen? I think they're going to hold this for a very long time in this series. You know, the state of Norman is unknown, but the pen was definitely something important passed to him from Crone for William Minerva. So it's going to have a big factor. It's just going into that unknown world and with the things that they're going to run into now. I mean, we can always theory craft, but everything that we've came up with has been fucking debunked in this series. So I don't even want to know what's going to happen once they get to the other side, unless it's something on the other side that's going to bring them back. And fuck, well, that would all be for nothing. But yeah, definitely the highlight of this chapter was the development that we're seeing in Ray. They didn't show us these monsters for nothing either. I think they're going to pose a bigger threat. It's a high possibility that there's more of those out there. It got to be something out there that's going to make these kids have to run back or something. I'm hoping they'll do a time skip this quick, because we kind of just got one, but we know the rest of the kids are going to stay behind for 2 years. And this is the point that we've been building up with, to see what's on the other side of this wall. So I hope we get to spend a little bit of more time there. Things may have been a little bit too easy. So I think with this being the end of the arc next chapter, we're going to get with something really big. And I know I cannot wait for it. So guys, definitely let me know what you thought of this chapter. This was a very good chapter. That's always the case for Promised Neverland. It was definitely one of the best chapters. And this was probably the most... I don't know really how to describe it. I mean, it wasn't a lot of dialogue in this chapter, but it was a lot of splash pages, you know, displaying and highlighting the escape and all the things that the kids were going through and how they were making their way across. And we even got some splash pages with the monsters. We got to see the plans that all the kids were going through for all their 2 years. This is probably the most that we've seen of this in this chapter or in this series for a while. So it was a very good chapter overall. I really don't know what to think, and that's what this series does to me every week. Is like I have theories and then it comes back and I don't know what to think. The only thing I can pretty much throw out here right now is, now that they're on this other side, there's got to be something in that forest that's going to be a bigger threat to these kids, because yes, these kids are smart, but that escape was a little bit too easy. Also, the fate of Mama, she's not going to be able to get out of this the way that she thinks. Maybe she would try to escape too. I mean, she saw these kids get away. Maybe she can look and say, you know what, maybe I should get away too. Because, you know, off face value of what we know from this series, if she stays with the big failure that she just had right now, she's dead. She should be out of here. So there's that advantage as well. Maybe she'll go after them, try to align with them from there. And we don't know, but I know I cannot wait to next week to see what's going to happen next. Promised Neverland coming out on a Friday, turning everything on its ear, because now I got to find a way to balance this along with Bahamut and, you know, Recreators of Saturday, and I'll figure it out. At the very least, I wanted to get this chapter out this weekend. Live reactions will probably be on Sunday. So, hey, I'll see you guys then. So, let me know what you thought of this chapter once again in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. And I really appreciate that. So, thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.